Hello everyone, welcome back for more Let's Play Professor Layton and the Unwound Future. It's almost time to go see Chelmey, but we get a puzzle right here first. Oh hey, Mr. L, where are you rushing off to now? There's no time to talk, we're in the midst of an important investigation. In case you didn't notice, Shorty, I was talking to the professor just then. We're following a lead in our investigation. Gotcha. But could I have just a second of your time before you go? Didn't you hear the professor? We're in a hurry, lady. Listen, Pipsqueak, you may think you're the professor's spokesman, but, you aren't, okay? Did you just call me a Pipsqueak? Now, Luke, calm yourself. We have time to hear her out. What can I do for you, Rosetta? Aw, I knew you'd come through for me, Prof. See, I've got this puzzle I just can't find the answer to. Could you help a girl out? A puzzle, you say? I think we might be able to offer some assistance. Let's have a look. If all you wanted was some help with the puzzle, you could have just said so from the start. Number 49, the missing block. Worth 30 points. A hidden message is revealed when one of the blocks A, B, C, or D replaces the box marked ? Tap the letter that corresponds to the correct block. And you may notice something about these blocks, you may not. But it's very, very simple. They spell out letters. And particularly, the letters they spell out are the name Layton, minus an O. There's an L, A, Y, T, and N. And do we have an O? Yep, right here.
I've got a good feeling about this one. Well, that's settled.
The answer is B, which is shaped like an O. When you insert that block into the space and change the direction of all the blocks, they spell out Layton. Simple enough. Thank you so much, Professor. Watching you in action always takes my breath away. Think nothing of it, Rosetta. I hope to see you next week. Keep up the good work on your paper. You bet, Professor. I'm looking forward to hours of private instruction. Oh, but next time we meet, you should leave your little friend at home. He might distract me from my studies. I shouldn't say bad things about your students, Professor, but she is definitely not on my honor roll. Okay, we are done now. So off to Scotland Yard. About the notebook we picked up at your office, Professor. Exactly what explosion were you researching? It all happened several years ago when you were very small. Two scientists working in a physics lab unwittingly caused an explosion during an experiment. The explosion devastated the surrounding area. That must have been all over the news. You'd think so, wouldn't you? However, though many perished in the blast, few records of the accident remain. What happened? That's something I'm still trying to figure out for myself. But answer me this, Luke. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear of an explosion? The explosion of Dr. Stungun's time machine, of course. That was my first thought as well. I have a strong suspicion that these two incidents are connected. Why's that? Well, it's nothing more than a hunch, so I really can't say more right now. Oh, Professor, this is our stop. Here we are at Scotland Yard. There's no time to waste. We need to find the inspector. And of course, we have now arrived at Scotland Yard, and Scotland Yard being a new area. One there. There. Let's see. And there we go. Let's go inside. which means more hint coins. I guess there it is. I knew there was one there somewhere. And I think that one. Yep. Some more here. Yep. And now let's talk to you, Mr. Chin. Seriously, look at that chin. It's huge. Welcome to Scotland Yard, headquarters of the London Police. How may I be of service to you? We're here to see Inspector Chelmey. Will you please let him know we'd like to speak with him? Unfortunately, the inspector is terribly busy right now. What's more, I have strict orders to issue this puzzle to all visitors. Puzzle number 50, a dangerous place, worth 20 points. In recent years, this city has been suffering from an increase in accidents and crime. According to a survey, there's one place in the city where there is a higher average of injured people and deaths throughout the year. Where could it be? Circle the name of the place. Well, you may think it's just this city. However, it's in every city. What is the one place on this list that you're going to see more injured people and more deaths than any other place? The hospital. Somewhat of a trick question, actually.
I've got a good feeling about this one. Just as I suspected.
That's right. There might be a lot of dangerous places, but the hospital is where injured and sick people gather throughout the year. That's correct, all right. Tremendous work as usual, Professor Layton. Oh, do you two know each other? Of course. That is, I know the professor. How could any self-respecting puzzle nut not know the name Layton? I'm a huge fan. I assume the puzzle I just solved was one of your own design. You got me there. I just couldn't pass up the chance to have the Professor Layton solve my puzzle. I'll call ahead to let the inspector know you're coming. His office is just up those stairs on the second floor. Thank you very much. Oh, now that we've done that... Stairs. And now we're sitting in here with Barton and no Chelmey. Oh well, new screen. I believe here. Yep. There we go. Now let's talk to you. Nothing like a nice cup of tea to soothe jangled nerves. Good day, Barton. Good day to you, sir. Barton, we wish to have a few words with the inspector, but I don't see him here. I don't see him here either. I was led to believe he was here. In his office? Yes, he was. Then he got up and left. I too am puzzled by his sudden disappearance. Barton, I sincerely hope you're not spreading misinformation about me. I just told you that I need to pop downstairs to see the commissioner. Ah, yes, you did say that, sir. Use your ears, Constable. You'll never move up in the force if you don't learn to listen. Greetings, Inspector. Ah, apologies for not saying hello, Layton. What a surprise to see you. Welcome to my humble office. Forgive the sudden intrusion, Inspector. I heard that you're leading the investigation on the Prime Minister's disappearance. I am. And as it's you I'm speaking with, I'll be quite candid. This case has me completely baffled. Dozens of eyewitnesses, myself included, and not one blasted lead to work with. Since you were there, I might as well hear your take on things. Have a seat. I was questioned on the day of the incident, but maybe our chat will uncover some new theories. Let's talk to him again. We've already established that you were there when the explosion occurred. Yes, I certainly was. then you must believe as I do, there was no way anyone could have survived that blast. Not that quack stun gun, not his staff, and though I hate to say it, not the Prime Minister. But what confounds me is that not a single trace of the lot remains. What do you mean by that? What I mean is, we've canvassed the whole place and haven't found a thing related to the victims. No bodies, no clothing, and no shoes. Not even so much as a pocket watch or ring. All we recovered from the scene was the 10 tons of scrap metal that used to be the machine. No people, though. There were 8 of them, sir. What? Did you say something just now, Constable? There were 8 of them, sir. 8 people vanished. Ah, yes. According to eyewitness reports, 8 people vanished from the scene. That group consisted of Stun Gun, a handful of his assistants, and the Prime Minister. Now, how in the world do 8 people just vanish? It's like a blasted magic trick. Don't worry, Inspector. From what I've heard, the Prime Minister is still alive. Huh? Ah, young Luke. Be a good lad and keep quiet, all right? The adults are having a serious conversation here. If you're bored, why don't you and Barton go play in the hall? Inspector, I assure you Luke isn't making this up. There's a very real possibility that Bill Hawks is alive. What? Well, don't leave me here scratching my head like a fool. Explain, Layton. Before I do, I must ask a favor of you first. And what would that be? Do you recall the explosion that occurred at the Polydimensional Research Institute 10 years ago? What did you just say? I'll take that as a yes. It is imperative that I see any and all case files on that incident. You just might be onto something here, Layton. What do you know? Nothing at the moment, but I have a suspicion your current case and the old one are linked in some way. I'd like to help. Really, I would. But those files are sealed and require top-level clearance. Even a high-ranking officer like myself would have trouble getting his hands on those. I see. I'd hoped a man of your status might have the influence necessary to acquire those documents. Unfortunately, it seems I may have just hoped for too much. I'm sorry to have asked the impossible of you. Wait just a moment, Layton. I might be able to get you access to the case file. Excellent. I would be extremely grateful for that. Just one thing, though. These documents don't come for free. I want to hear everything you know or suspect about the Prime Minister's whereabouts. Of course, once I've seen the documents and I'm sure my theory is sound, every detail will be yours. Barton, head down to the archive room and find those old files. Tell him you're there on my orders. Right away, sir. Those files can't leave the archive, but you can read them here. Head downstairs past the lobby into the basement. Much appreciated, Inspector. So, it's time to head down to the archives. Hello. So let's see, what do we have here? Oh yeah, more hint coins. 1, 2, and I think there are 4 of them in here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, aha. There we go. Now we can talk to Barton. Welcome to the archive. I've gathered all the files pertaining to the explosion. Thank you, Barton. Your hard work has saved us considerable time. These documents are all mildewy and covered in dust. These files are off limits to most people. You're the first to touch them in a long time. I see. Hand some of those over and I'll help you look through them. Where should I start? I appreciate the offer, but I should handle these myself. They are top secret after all. Of course, I understand. So, Yeah, let's go ahead and talk to Barton again because he has something for us. A puzzle. You know, it seems like the inspector is always yelling at you. Don't you ever get tired of it? It's not so bad. Sure, he scolds me, but only when he has good reason to, which is often, unfortunately. Oh. I make a lot of mistakes, so I get yelled at a lot. He's always telling me I lack insight on cases and don't pay attention, which is completely understandable. I just get distracted, then I make mistakes. Aw, chin up, Barton. Everyone makes mistakes. Heck, I make them all the time. I goof up pretty bad sometimes. Why, just the other day, I found myself in the most ridiculous predicament. A puzzle! Number 51, park the car. Worth 15 points. You need to get your car into the parking spot marked by the flag in the middle of the grid below. As you can see, you can only enter the spot from one side. When you encounter an X, you must turn left or right. When you encounter a 0, you must continue going straight. Also, your car's a bit of a clunker and can't go in reverse. Draw a line from your car to the parking spot. And let's see, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, we need to get to here. And I think the only way we can do that, yep. I think we have to do this. And then we have to kind of snake it around here. Yep, that's... Turn straight, turn straight, turn. Yep, it works both ways.
This one's as good as solved. No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
Nice driving. You have to circle all the way around the parking lot to get to the space. Kind of annoying you can't just pull straight in, huh? Wonderful work, Luke. I bet you never give the professor any cause to yell at you. Well, he's not really the yelling type. But it's true that I never let a puzzle go unsolved. I've got his reputation to protect. Oh dear. I never considered the possibility that my goof-ups would harm the inspector's reputation. Don't worry, Barton. What's most important is to try your best. If only I could convince the inspector to see things that way. Luke, come here. I think I found what we came for. What is it, Professor? And what it is will be revealed next time, because it's time to end the video. So, when we return, we find out what it is Professor Layton has uncovered. See you then, folks. Bye.